Alrighty, guys and gals, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. I don't know if Betty's here from yesterday, but Betty actually requested that we put in an audio alarm, or kind of an audio warning in our platform that says a webinar is starting. We're going to do that for not only the European crossover, but also for this Daily Roundup webinar. So you guys are all reminded that it is starting. Or that's about ready to go on. That was a great recommendation. We're getting with the developers to implement that, probably be within the next week or so, and we will have those changes made. So just letting you know if you're listening in, Betty. So just wanted you guys to know that. All right, and that is per a request from one of our valued customers. So let's talk a little bit about the markets. I'm sitting here. I short the Aussie, excuse me, right at current levels, and it's squeezed up just above the 30 level, and I'm like, yeah, maybe we get that double bottom, but we've pulled back a little bit, and obviously the market's waiting for the 10-year auction. And so what I've got to mention about that right now is the reason why this is important is because, if that auction goes well, the 10-year bonds right here, the ZNs, they're going to go higher. And it looks, you notice this chart actually looks just like the Aussie. I don't know if you guys can see that, but look at let's do this. Let's go to a 1 hour. You'll notice this is the 10-year, this is the Aussie. See how similar it is? So the good news is whatever happens in the 10-year, you can kind of replicate it in the Aussie dollar, if you will, right? So what I think is going to happen is, and this is what the market's expecting is a strong auction in the 10-year. So if that happens and bonds go up, then yields will go down. And if bonds go up, the risk will go higher. You're going to see the NASDAQ scream higher, and that means the Aussie is going to scream higher. The flip side for that is if, the auction goes poorly, bonds will come down. Obviously yields will, go higher, because think about that. If the yields go higher, it should attract more buyers in bonds, right? Because people will buy bonds and say, well, I'll take that. I'll get paid, 1.5% on a 10-year. I'll be willing to take that. But if the bond market needs to attract more buyers because the auction comes in poorly, that means yields are going to go up. Bond prices go down, yields go up. And if yields go up, stocks will get hit. That means the Aussie is going to get hit. Okay. So watch the reaction in bonds. So the best way to do it, how many of you are like, oh, that's very confusing? How many of you feel that way? Like, oh, that didn't make any sense to me. That didn't make any sense to you? Pull up a 10-year, the 10-year yield right here, and these will move exact opposite. So this is the Aussie, this is the 10-year. If yields go higher, the Aussie is going to go lower. Aussie is going to go lower, right? And vice versa. Okay, and just watch that. That's the best. I think the best thing to do right now, if you are going to be trading here in the next 30 minutes or so. Okay, let me go ahead and remove that, and let's go over to the euro. So the euro was racing higher, and I was really hoping we'd make a move to the 119.50. Not saying that we can't, but if we make a move to 119.50, I am looking to be a seller there. I still have orders to sell the euro at those levels. I'm just a little nervous with the price action here that the euro tried to break highs and then it couldn't. Now, That doesn't mean anything right now at this point, but it's something that we've got to keep an eye on. That, was that a false breakout? I guess we're going to soon find out. Dollar Canadian. The Bank of Canada met today, no change. The dollar Canadian bounced back and it's holding up really well. Now that's important because in the event, and I was just telling the guys and gals in the chat room about this as well, I think the dollar Canadian's holding up really well right now. And if we have, if yields go up, and this is actually probably, if you want to say this is the better trade to the yield trade, this is probably the better trade. So instead of shorting the Aussie, your better trade is probably right here. Shoot, I'll do it this way. If yields go up, then the dollar Canadian is probably going to be a long. That's probably the better trade, just because we're following the Bank of Canada and the dollar Canadian is holding up very well despite risk on right now. So if we get some risk off, yields go up, stocks come down, dollar Canadian and yields will go up together. So I'm just trying to prepare you guys for just in case we get a bad auction. More than likely, we're going to get a strong auction. Yields are going to continue to come down. So probably the better trade out there is going to be long Aussie or long Kiwi if you want to, the Kiwi to play higher. That might be one of the better trades too. Okay. What else? Gold and silver holding on to gains. They're just kind of, oops, here, let me go back to one screen. Gold and silver are holding on to gains. And one of the other beneficiaries is going to be Bitcoin. Or Ethereum. If stocks go higher, these cryptocurrencies will go higher. Gold and silver should continue to bounce. Okay, they should theoretically. And other than that, I'm not super excited. Obviously, I'm just sitting here waiting for the market to respond to what's happening in the treasury market. Okay. Dimitri said maybe the dollar Mexican peso is better long if risk off. Yeah, and I actually added to my dollar Mexican peso longs here, as you guys know. If you guys have been following what I'm doing here with the dollar Mexican peso, now that we're near this trend line, we're back at the 200-day moving average. We're slightly below the 90.85 level. Yeah, dollar Mexican peso would be a good long. I do think the dollar Mexican peso, or really the dollar Canadian right now, because the dollar Canadian is holding up following the Bank of Canada, right? But that would be my 2 cents. Puha says audio reminder is great. I missed the roundup even when I'm at the screen numerous times, and I have to catch the recording later. Yeah, that's something that after, is it Becky or Betsy yesterday said that, I was like, duh, no brainer. We have to get that done. And Alexander said that happens to me too. Yeah, and my intention is to make sure everybody's there. So yeah, the email reminders are nice. Not everybody's checking their emails all the time. So just, if you're out, you're sitting there looking at charts and you have ForexAnalytix running in the background like I do, to get that audio, like, webinars online, it's going to be really beneficial. Simon said, we know a good UK based voice announcer. Oh yeah. Simon, I know you have a perfect face for radio. Hamashu says email reminders are important. Some of us have jobs. I know, and Zoom, that's the other problem is Zoom is not always super efficient on sending emails. So it's just having multiple ways of reminding you that, hey, it's time for, that our webinar is starting is important. So if one falls through, the other one hopefully won't. Anyway, guys, that's all I'm waiting for. I'm very, very quiet today. I tried to short the Aussie. I took a small loss, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till after the event today. Added a little bit to my dollar Mexican peso long exposure. And that's it. Just kind of waiting around. I think we have to wait for today. Today is going to be, it's important to see what happens following this auction. Then after that, tomorrow is the ECB. So just remember that. That's another reason why I would love to get a short off at the euro dollar, around this 119.50 level, because I'm thinking the ECB might be a little bit more dovish and worried about rates at this point. So Alan says, is the auction result instant or does it take a while? No, it should be fairly instant. Alexander says yes, but Zoom is now officially overloaded, and I think its development is now underwater with exponential growth that they had with this pandemic. Oh, 100%. We used Zoom prior to this pandemic, and we have seen them get buried following the pandemic. Yeah, so I 100% agree with that. Anyway, guys, good luck today. I'll see you, some of you in the chat room. For the rest of you, just really good luck. And buckle your seat belts, because I do think in about 20 minutes time we should have some direction in the market. So let's all hope so. And thank you, Hamashu, and thank you everybody else for being here today. And thank you always for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye. Oh, shoot. Wait, don't go anywhere. Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on before you log out. I did want to say that I was on a very important call about an hour ago, and I'm 70% sure, maybe 85% sure. That's probably a better number. I'm 85% sure that we are going to be bringing you more of a benefit for being a ForexAnalytix subscriber in the coming weeks. So we're going to basically offer you more value for being a ForexAnalytix member in the coming weeks. I'm 85% sure that's going to happen. So it's very exciting. It's something that that will happen hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and I should find out by this next week. So anyway, just letting you guys know. All right, guys. Chad said a friend with more benefits. That's funny. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.